Coronavirus Day 9 diary from Jerusalem. We got some instructions from the administration of our university today to make sure that we fill out forms recording exactly the extent to which we fulfill or don't fulfill our, contractual obligations to the university and to the students as well. That is, that we fulfill, that we're keeping up with the syllabus. And I'm talking today really as a plea to pedagogues, to teachers, every place, and to emphasize that if you have to listen to your university because you're a junior person and you have to do it, make something up. But this is not our imperative today. Our imperative is not filling out Excel sheets properly. You know, it's strange in a way that the humanities now, we know what to do now, or we should know what to do, because this is what the humanities is always. It's always about being present. It's always about direct address. It's always about hearing other voices. It's always about the possibility of personal transformation. It's always about that. In the late 70s, or maybe the 80s, in Poland, there was something called the Flying University. It was the underground university in which were nurtured the greatest thinkers of the next generation, because they understood that the university at that point was a place of salvation, a place of thought, a place of dialogue. We in the humanities are used to that. Universities that are run according to data-driven models, God bless them, and it's all of them in the world now, and we need that data probably more than ever today, but they don't know what to do with teaching. And there's this insanity about fulfilling the syllabus. Nobody cares if you don't read another poem by Wordsworth. It doesn't make a difference. What we're meant to do now is to find a way to communicate with our students. We don't have to give the full 2-hour class, the full 3-hour seminar. That's crazy. It's crazy. I gave a 2-hour seminar last week. It was supposed to be 3 hours. We had 3 breaks, and I still felt it was too long. Students have told me that they're fatigued, that 8 hours in front of the screen is like 16 hours in front of the screen. Even though they're supposed to be connecting, they feel more and more isolated. We have to remember our students are just like us. They're scared, and they have less resources than we do. And they're making heroic sacrifices to be present. You see students with their children crawling all over them, shouting in the background in the house. That's normal. But the attempt to make the living room a quiet place for 45 minutes, for an hour, you know how hard that is? And we're worried about fulfilling coverage requirements. We are there for our students. And again, it may seem counterintuitive. It may seem like, oh, well, if we do all this touchy-feely stuff, we're not going to be doing real teaching. It's the exact opposite, actually. If we allow our students to be, to breathe, to exist, if we recognize who they are, then we have the possibility of being able to teach. Not acknowledging that, not acknowledging where they are, it's bad pedagogy. I'm experimenting. I just had a conversation with my colleague Daniel Feldman about all these things and about John Locke, and he's going to show that to his students. I'm thinking about, I think I'm going to, when I start my seminar tomorrow at 4, is to send them some breathing videos that I found on the internet. Really, not because they have to breathe, although I'm breathing 3 times a day and it's helpful, but because it tells them that we understand that in order to be students, they have to be humans first. I have a colleague who created a team homeroom, or a team FICA, or a team garden party, where students can gather and talk to each other, not under our supervision. Education happens, transformation happens in difficult times. The greatest writers in English literary history, I study them, let's just take Shakespeare and Milton, lived at times of profound, profound transformation and crisis. Writing is personal, thinking is personal. We have the opportunity now to nurture our students. Even in data-driven disciplines, the importance of love as a component in teaching. And I don't mean to sound touchy-feely here, but love really as a form of attention. My attention to you is a form of love. So also for scientists, their attention to their data can be a form of love, meaning it's concentrated. There's a desire to hear it and then to find something, to be able to speak from it. We have to allow, so even, it's not only the humanities, but all the other disciplines can now learn from us. We have to hear our students. Fill out your forms, do what you need to do in order to be good university citizens. But the most important thing about citizenship in the university now is respecting our students.